Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is that you might be watching moments from the Kay Walker's book. I want to talk because the book is entitled Kay Walker, A Psychodynamic Approach to Pastoral Care. And I really want to help those who care for people to pause long enough to listen to their stories. As you know, I am a clinical pastoral education supervisor, which means that I train ministers, layperson, yes, even you. If you just want to know how to care for others on a deeper level, the course that I teach is for you. I have layperson, many pastors, ministers, and there are those who just want to walk the journey with people because we're living in a time now, as you already know, people are really under a lot of pressure. Sometimes it's pressure from within, then it's pressure from without. And when you see that person, it may look like they are okay, only until you pause and listen, will you discover there is something going on. They really need someone to talk to or to talk with. So I want to talk a little today about why the psychodynamic approach. Why is that approach important? Let me read some from it and then I will share briefly on why it is so very important if we are really going to walk with the people. And I just believe you do. If you tune into this um, video, there's a reason, these cave moments, there's a reason. Perhaps you feel like you may be in a cave at time, or you're going through your own darkness, and you're wondering where in the world is the light. And I don't want to spiritualize it. I talk about the spiritual bypass later on in this book. Sometimes you just need to talk out loud about what you are experiencing on the inside. And it is my fantasy that you will meet a cave walker, somebody who will, and my next book we'll be talking about is Bring a Chair, Not a Needle, that will pull up a chair and listen to you and hear the echoes of your own cave. So let me read a portion of this book. Why psychodynamics? If we are going to walk with people in their caves, we need to seek to understand how unconscious motivations and past experiences shape their present emotions and behavior. In other words, whatever emotional vortex a person may be in when you're talking to them, past experiences may have shaped the way they are responding. So if we deal with only the situation, the present situation, without sitting down to explore what might be triggering these emotions, we will never get to the bottom of what's really going on in their experience. So we want to understand how unconscious motivation, things that have happened to us in the past, maybe it was an experience or a situation in your family, it could have been abuse. It could have been a lack of compassion in the family where love was never felt, where expressions of endearment was not a part of the family. And perhaps you've gotten to a place now where you don't express it. And maybe that has cost something in your own personal life. Whatever the dynamics there are that have happened to you in your life, psychology believes that we respond from past emotions and past experiences, and they impact our present situation. And that's why it's so important to listen to people's story. Anton Borzin, who is so pivotal in the clinical pastoral education movement, he had about over 7 psychotic episodes. And while having those episodes, one of those episodes, he discovered that maybe what's going on with me is what's happening to those around me in this particular institution. Perhaps something happened, something occurred that caused a disorganization of that person's inner world. It could be a death, could be a divorce, could be a separation. It could be a loss of anything, because grief happens in any loss that you experience, and you didn't take time to process it with yourself or with someone else, and now it is taking a toll on you. Anton Borzin, his episodes took a toll, but Anton Borzin decided to use what was happening to him as a stepping stone to uncover and understand better what it is. And now he's the father of the clinical pastoral education movement. It's because of him that I am able to be a clinical pastoral educator. Anton Borzin, his own life was a cave, a dark cave, but he found a way through a phrase he coined. I may have said in the first segment, the living human document. There are stories, piles of stories in our lives that shapes us and make us who we are. And so when you're talking to anyone, you are talking to not just the story they are in now, all the stories that has happened to them, have happened to them down through the years, are a part of who they are right now. It's a part of the DNA. But Anton Borzin, he was able to establish a pathway that we can begin to engage the living human document and understand those stories, those pains, those dark places, those caverns, hear those echoes and the story, so that we might better empower them with their own resources, be they personal or spiritual. Each person carry resources. Sometimes they are untapped resources, but you won't know it until you sit and talk with them. In order to do this, we have to pay attention to the themes, the red threads in the narrative. What are the themes? Are the themes trust, distrust, abandonment? What are the things that they are dealing with? What might they be? And if you listen long enough, you will hear the pain, you will hear the grief, you will hear the stories that they want to tell. But you have to position yourself to listen to things that are coming up. I share with trainees, if a person says to you they have been in the hospital for a whole week and no one has come to see them, they're not getting calls right now. You don't have to guess it. The theme is loneliness, maybe feelings of abandonment, maybe feeling isolated. And that's what you begin to engage them on, those feelings of isolations, abandonment, loneliness. You don't try to go and take care of them or try to fix it for them by saying, well, everybody love you, we're here now, we can listen to your story. That's no, 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 no. Let the story breathe on its own, because the story has a lot of oxygen. And if you sit and listen, the story will unfold. It is delving into unconscious thoughts. Its focus, this is the psychodynamic approach, is to uncover how the cave dwellers' response to their current struggles can be traced back to key formative moments that shape their coping mechanism. How they're coping with the present story was shaped by how they cope with past story. And maybe, just maybe, they need new coping mechanism. And you might be the person to help them walk through that path. The College of Pastoral Supervision and Psychotherapy places significant emphasis on the importance of the psychodynamic approach in the training and development of CPE students and trainees. The psychodynamic approach calls for exploring patients, clients, parishioners, maybe even your friends, emotions, their spiritual and psychological states. It calls for deeper listening, a desire to identify the themes that emerge, as we said earlier, themes of abandonment, loneliness, isolation, those themes that emerge, and a determination to walk, not to run, but to walk beside the sufferer, the person who needs you, or maybe you need someone. An intimate connection is possible. Bonding with these persons who may be going through their own suffering right now, it forges a path into their darkness. You'll get a chance to understand and to hear clearly what they are going through. Only until you walk in the cave will you get a glimpse of the internal world of the person who is sharing the narrative. For the cave walker, the patient, the client, the parishioner, the friend, the person is no longer just a name that you've heard, that you hear. And in the hospital, it's no longer just a name on the census report, or a member of the congregation, or a prisoner in the jail cell, or a homeless person in the shelter. They become a necessary engagement. That's what a cave walker does. And I'm hoping those who are listening will meet a cave walker if you are struggling with something. Or maybe you want to be a cave walker. Maybe you can start the groundwork and try to find you a course in clinical pastoral education. That's the groundwork to begin the process of becoming a cave walker. Blessings. Have a blessed rest of this day, or if it's night, have a blessed, blessed night.